Scotty, obviously it was a pretty gut-wrenching last 3 or 4 minutes in that Essendon versus Sydney game on the weekend. What did you make of that final sort of period of the game?
Oh, incredibly disappointing if you're an Essendon supporter watching on, and even a neutral supporter, because just some fundamental mistakes late in that game really hurt the boys. They played so well up until that point, put themselves in a position to win, and then it went against them. But there's a lot to learn from it, and I'm sure the coaches will go through it this week. It looked to me they kicked backwards more than they perhaps should have, and gave up territory, which was a really important aspect of the game. Set up at the centre bounce structure, and just getting some more width on the kicks, getting closer to the boundary line and just forcing it out of bounds and starting again. But they'll look at that, they'll learn a lot. The stoppage setup, of course. Gleeson would have liked someone in between the stoppage and him just to give him some support. But all areas, young team, need to learn from. We've seen it a lot with other teams this year. You need to take the good out, but learn from that, because you will be in that position again in this season.
There's a period in the third quarter where the Bombers were down by 24 points. 27 minutes later, in that fourth quarter, they were up by 19. How were the Bombers able to get the game back on their terms? Well,
it's really interesting. They took the game on, and they attacked, and they used the corridor, and they got overlap run, and I thought McKenna was outstanding in doing that. And it showed when they took the game on, they denied Sydney the ball and entries in their forward half. When they went conservative in those last 3 minutes, that was when Sydney, and of course Sydney lifted as well and really pushed and pressed hard forward. But I thought through that third quarter, first half of the last quarter, it really controlled the game and showed each other what they're capable of in this season, which is really tight.
So what does it mean in the context of a year where it is so tight? So many close results on the weekend. What does this result mean for the Bombers?
Oh, look, it sets them back on the ladder in terms of wins and losses, no doubt about it. But what it's reinforced is, once again, how good their good is, and their very best stands up against any team. And in this season that's very even, I think they've got to move past that was a good performance and to, look, we should be demanding, and I'm sure they are demanding a lot of each other, because it's a very open season, and you never know. If you get your game together at the right time, you finish inside the 8, you get the week off between the finals, anything can happen. And with that confidence of knowing how good their good is, that it's shown against top 4 teams that it stands up, and they've had a very good record against top 4 teams, their confidence should be right up there, but they just need to get the wins and losses the right way round.
Scotty, really appreciate your insights, mate, and look forward to catching up with you for the footy panel later this week.
Cheers.